Subscribe and click on the bell icon to never miss a video on India Food Network.
Hi, this is Preetha and you're watching Dakshin Curry. Previously, I've shown you how to make stew. Today, you will learn how to make a classic accompaniment for that is the Kerala Appam. To know how to do it, stay tuned. So for guys who don't want to use yeast in the recipe, you have two variations. Either you try using soda for rising. So obviously once your batter is made, you're going to add the soda right before making the appam. Else, while grinding the batter, use very little urad dal. So for say 1 cup of rice, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of urad dal along with very little methi seeds. Soak it and then grind it along with my rice to make the batter. I'm going to take yeast. Now if you're using fresh yeast, you use half the quantity. I'm using dry yeast, so that's around 1 teaspoon. In goes 2 teaspoons of caster sugar. You can also use plain granulated sugar, and I'm going to add a little bit of lukewarm water. I'm going to mix this up. So the next step is going to be grinding the batter. So I have around 1 cup of raw rice which has been soaking for a good 4 to 5 hours. So firstly, I'm just going to add the rice. I'm not going to add all the water right now, but don't discard of the soaking water. Now along with this, I'm going to add coconut. I have around 1/3 cup of freshly grated coconut. And now we are just going to blend this first. Now when it's halfway through, I'm going to add cooked rice. You can also use leftover rice, and this is again short grained rice, around 1/3 cup, and blending it. Let's check the consistency of the batter. Now you can see that this is nice and thick. So the remaining water that I have here, I think I'll add the entire bit here and now blend it really well. So let's have a look at the consistency of our batter. Now this looks nice and smooth. Now there are two ways of finishing the batter. Either you add the yeast mix in this and blend it once, or else you can just mix it in a bowl and give it one final blend. And that's it. Now let's remove this batter. As you can see, it's nice and thick, and I'm going to allow this to ferment for around 10 to 12 hours or at least overnight. So now we have an appam mold, and allow this to heat up on a low flame. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to add salt as required to the batter. You can add sugar. There are some people who really like it nice and sweet. Now I'm just going to give this a mix. I'm using caster sugar so that it readily dissolves in the batter. I'm going to drizzle some oil. Now this is a non-stick pan. You will not need a lot of oil. I'm just going to grease this. I'm going to take portion batter, and then we swirl the batter, and then now we are going to cover and cook this. So I have cooked this for almost a minute because I like it nice and crispy. So I'm just going to remove this. You can see it comes off easily. So soft lacy appams are ready. Do make this recipe. I'm waiting for your feedback. And if you have liked watching the video, do not forget to click on the like, share and subscribe button.